What happened to your balls? I heard your girls got you climbing the walls. Man, your life is a mess. You used to wear the pants, now you're wearing a dress. You feel like enough is enough, and you're tired of wearing the handcuffs. Cause you no longer run your own house. You wanna be a man again, come and join Mouse. What's up, everybody?
What up?
Welcome to the Mouse Show.
You know.
Men organizing unity to save Earth. Now, today, we have a very interesting show.
Don't we always, though?
Yeah, that's true. But I want to say before we even get started, the opinions expressed today are simply the opinions of me and my brother Barry. They're not the opinions of our friends, family members, co-workers, employers, or spouses. But in case you guys haven't noticed that, I have on a certain t-shirt.
Makes me think about a song.
And I want to talk about something today. Some people may use the term motor mouth. Mm-hmm. The dictionary would say loquacious. Mm-hmm. Me personally, I like to say this person has diarrhea of the mouth.
A whole bunch of stinky stuff just keep coming on out,
Coming out.
Whoa.
We're talking about that person that everybody knows. The guy or girl who talks way too much.
Ugh.
Do you know somebody like that?
Yes.
Do you know several people like that?
More than several.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I do too, bro. But do you think the people that's like that, do you think they know they talk a lot?
Some do. I think some might have an idea, but that's not really something that they even think about because they just want to talk.
Exactly. But before we even go on to the show, we're going to do something a little different. What should the people do?
They got to make sure that they like, subscribe, share, and comment the show.
Yes.
Mouse ENT on
Subscribe
YouTube.
to the channel, man. We got a lot of good stuff coming up.
For sure.
But so we're going to talk about these people, man, that likes to talk too much. I know y'all know somebody like that. But I'm going to give you a little hint, in case you don't know, on what these people are about. Now, when you deal with a person who likes to talk too much, if you notice something, if there's a room full of people, they're going to be the main person doing all the talking.
Yeah.
Because they love talking. So they could be in a room full of people. They could be outside with some people. You could be at a barbecue. It don't matter. This person's going to be doing all the talking, and he's not going to let you get a word in edgewise.
No, they won't. I wonder, like if certain people like that, I wonder if they've been that way their whole life, or is it because of life events that got them that way?
Yeah, I wonder that too, because I be saying to myself, has anybody since this person said this to the person? You know what? You talk too much.
Some of them, I don't know if they've ever heard that.
I don't think they have.
And if they were told that, they would probably just keep on talking, just roll right over it. As if it was just a regular conversation going.
They probably will, because you know what's the crazy part about people like that? I don't understand like their thinking. Do you think it's a mental thing before I move on?
I think it can be, depending upon the individual. I think it could be something mental.
And because the reason why I'm asking, go ahead.
No, only because, after living a life and you didn't accomplish certain things, I think a lot of things can be attributed to it, and that's one of them.
Okay.
You just didn't, maybe you married the wrong woman, or maybe you chose the wrong career.
Yeah.
And that just denial is just in you. Mm-hmm. And that's maybe a way that it comes out.
Yeah, that could be. But I was going to say that it's crazy how you could talk to a person that talks a lot. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, when they're talking to you, do they ever say to themselves, I've just noticed something. I've been talking to King Ricky for like the last 30 minutes. He hasn't said a word.
No, they ain't thinking that. Because they thinking what they saying is so important. They think they're enlightening people.
I think so. They say that they always think they're giving you information that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's their problem. Like, a conversation is supposed to go like this. I talk, then you talk. Then I talk, then you talk. I talk, then you talk. But with them, it's only them. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that a person can go on for like 20 minutes without taking a break, just constantly talking. And if you're talking that long and you don't have a speech written down, you're going to start repeating yourself after a while.
Exactly.
More than once or twice. You're going to start really repeating yourself.
Yeah.
So it's weird that you could just talk for like 15, 20 minutes without letting anyone say anything or interject.
I know. That's crazy, right? Did we introduce ourselves, by the way?
No, we didn't.
Oh, I'm King Ricky.
And I'm Barry.
We usually do it at the beginning, but, you know, we did something a little different. So.
By now, they probably know who we are, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But you know what I want to say, too? The people that talk a lot, they always act like their life experience is so much more better than your life experiences.
Their ice is colder than yours, huh?
Yeah.
Come from the same refrigerator.
Exactly. Same as like, you can tell them about your high school girlfriend. They're going to talk about their high school girlfriend, except their high school girlfriend is going to be a little better looking. And, you know, they're going to have a lot more going for themselves.
You know what's interesting, dude? Now that I think about it, people who do talk a lot, when they, in an example you just gave, like their high school girlfriend,
Right.
what they wind up talking about when you really find out the true story, it never measures up.
It don't. It never does, man. If you talk about, oh, man, I remember when I got my first car, guess what? You're not going to finish the sentence. They're going to talk about their first car, and you ain't never going to get to talk about your first car at all.
Yeah. And it was better than yours, even if it was a Pinto and yours was a Mercedes.
Exactly. Everything you talk about with this person, they're going to override everything that you're saying and talk over you, and you'll never get to finish what you're saying.
Yeah. And you know, it's crazy because I wonder if they were talking to somebody like a billionaire, they would probably still find a way to make their conversation and the things they've done better than theirs.
They probably would, man. But you wonder, like, throughout life, when did they get to be that person? Like, were they always that way, even as a kid? Or, you know, did they get to a certain point in life and they start being that way? Or, like, what happened?
Something had to trigger it. And it's different for different people. It could have been a traumatic experience. It could be, like I mentioned earlier, something that was unfulfilled, an unfulfilled dream.
Yeah.
Maybe they lost a parent at a young age and thinking if they had that parent, their life would have turned out a little different with that parent, and that just took them off the edge.
You know what I hate
But
about
life's not fair, so.
No, it's not. But you know what I hate about people that talk a lot too? Why do these people always tell you like the ending of a movie or something?
They do that a lot.
That gets on my nerves. Like one time I was talking to this dude, right? And he's telling me about this movie, and I'm like listening. I'm like, hey man, yeah, I wanna check it out. I'm trying to get him to stop, right? Stop talking. He keeps on talking. I'm like, yeah, man, that's cool. I want to see that movie. He keeps on talking. I'm like, this dude ain't listening. And I'm sitting there trying to tell him, I'm like, yeah, I'm probably watch it this weekend. I'm saying everything.
He didn't get the hint.
Didn't get the hint. But finally, after a while, he did, I should say. But it took him a minute, and then guess what he said?
What?
All right, man, I ain't gonna say no more, but I just wanted to say this one thing. The dude ended up going to prison in the end.
He actually said that?
He said it. I was hot. Man, I didn't want to see the movie after that. I'm like, why would you tell somebody the ending of a movie?
He wouldn't have liked it.
He wouldn't have liked it. Dude, I was so upset. I said, what is wrong with these people?
Have you ever experienced a person who talked too much, who told you about somebody else who talked too much?
Yes,
now that right there is crazy.
Yes, I have. I was talking to this dude like that one day, and I wanted to laugh. Well, I did laugh. It was hilarious. He said, man, I couldn't get a word in. That's wise.
Man, touche. Look who's talking. Yeah, they can't stand that dude. When you cut them off, or if it's somebody who they meet that's worse than them, they don't like that dude.
They do not like it.
They're hot.
They hot. They are hot. And you know what else makes you mad about people like that? Oh, this one gets on my nerves too, man. Like, say for instance, you could be somewhere and they go, hey man, you know the Lakers lost 98 to 72 or something. You know, they got blown out. You know, you're like, I did not even ask you for the score of the game.
Oh, that's crazy.
That gets on my nerves. I'm the type of person like, I want to go home and watch the game on a repeat, on ESPN, or highlights, like something. I hate when people tell me the score of a game and I didn't even ask you. That gets on my nerves, but people that talk about, they do that a lot too.
Yeah, I even hate when somebody tells me the score or the results of a game randomly. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
If it wasn't a person who talked too much, I hate it. So coming from a person who talked too much is even worse.
Yeah, it is. Because like, say for instance, like there's a football game on, they be like, Steelers up by 10. I did not ask you that. And when you always mad about that, I'm gonna be honest, like, everybody, I'm gonna let you big mouth suckers out there know, everybody has a cell phone, man.
Yep.
I can check the score anytime I want to, just like you. So do not come up to me telling me about the score of no basketball, football, baseball, nothing if I didn't ask.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is they talk so much that they don't even wonder if you want to know or not. They never say, hey, man, do you want to know the score of the game? Mm-mm. They never ask you. They just blurt it out. You're like, I didn't ask you to tell me nothing, man. And that's what gets on my nerves, because those type of people, they always think they telling you something that you don't know, and it gives them some kind of thrill or something, I guess.
You know what's even humiliating even more? When it's a person who tries to tell you or think that they know more than you about everything, and they're younger than you.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't even experienced life, as much life as me, and you're like 15 years younger than me, but you think you know everything.
Yeah. That's part of the know-it-all thing. We did a show on know-it-all.
Yeah.
We didn't bring that part up, but I want to ask you a question. Do you feel like people with big mouths and know-it-alls are kind of like one and the same? Because know-it-alls talk a lot too.
I think it could be, you can group some of them together.
Yeah.
Maybe most, but some of them you definitely can group together.
Because, I mean, people that think they know everything, they talk a lot, man. Mm-hmm. And they can go on too.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, you know, if they're one and the same. So I feel like some know-it-alls are people with big mouths too.
You know, it's funny because I was looking up like the topic, and in a conversation, there's a word for it. They're called conversation narcissists.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Yeah, they can be called conversation narcissists, and they like turning the conversation towards themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they have no interest in other people's opinions. This is like earlier. Clinical. This is clinical people who doctors.
I'm like a psychologist almost.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can have traits as being actual narcissists. You can have the traits, but you aren't a narcissist just in the conversation you are.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And they give they give you like some, we kind of already covered them, but they'll say something like the actual scholars, the doctors, they'll say like, okay, the convo is always one-sided. They can't move away from their own agenda, and it's never interactive, usually a monologue. We talked about that. Yeah. They interrupt a lot.
Yep.
Jumping into other person's convo mid-sentence, bringing it back to their own conversation.
Exactly.
They do not stop talking. Many seek approval and favor. The talking is like a lecture. Some show off and want to appear to be very smart, special, knowledgeable, and intuitive.
Yes.
And they're not engaged with other people. Mm-hmm. If convo is not about them, they have no interest.
Exactly.
They will appear uncomfortable, bored, distracted while others speak. And then they give you a little examples too of how you can avoid it. But yeah.
Man, this is hilarious.
Yeah,
man.
It's pretty much everything we covered.
Yeah, because I'm going through some people in my mind while you're saying this. This is why I'm cracking up so much, man.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff is actually true.
Yeah.
It really is. Man, and I know you guys out there, y'all know somebody like this too that talk too much too. Give us a comment and let us know who talks too much to you.
Yeah, that's...
Man, don't you hate it? It's on my nerves. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Man, when I was on my way to come shoot this today, dude, I was, you know how something tells you don't leave right now? Like, I had an idea how long it's going to take me to get here, right? And I was like, you know what? Just in case there's traffic, I'll leave like 10 minutes, 15 minutes early. Okay. Something told me to wait to the exact time I was supposed to leave, but I didn't listen to that voice. And you should always listen to that voice. So I'm coming down the stairs, walking to my car, and I saw a neighbor of mine who I never see, maybe once every 3 months. And then as soon as I saw her, man, she's a conversation narcissist. Uh-oh. And as soon as I saw her, dude, and she saw me, she saw the look on my face my look pretty much said that, why did I run into you right now?
Do they catch that though?
I think that she caught the look, but she probably didn't register to her what my look was actually. So everything is always a problem with her, dude. The management, her job, it's always everybody else's fault, dude. Yes. So she was blaming the manager of the building for something. So I looked at my phone and I was like, I gotta go. Because the 10 minutes earlier that I would have been, she took it up, complaining about everything. Yeah.
But wait, do you think like people that talk a lot are big complainers also?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. They definitely, oh, for sure.
That's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. And look, man, like I say, man, I mean, life isn't fair.
No.
You know, just because something didn't happen to you or why didn't it happen to the other person, not me, sometimes that's the hands that you're chosen in life, you know, like you could have went to outlet and bought a brand new TV. 1,000 people before you bought the same TV. They didn't have a problem with it, but you bought it, the 1,001 customer, and you have all kind of problems with it.
Yep.
After your warranty runs out.
Yeah, just deal with it, man.
That's life.
But nah, man, people that talk a lot though, I'll be like in my mind going, what is wrong? Like something has to be wrong, man.
Yeah, there is something seriously wrong.
For real. For you to like sit there and just talk to somebody for a lengthy period of time and not let them say a word, something wrong.
Yeah, there's something deep going on. So like something really, really deep, Lou. Like in some cases you might want to be accepting. You know, you might not be getting enough attention that you feel that you need to get, maybe at home. It's some deep rooted stuff going on, dude, with people like that.
It definitely is, for sure.
Do you want to hear some what they suggested, how you respond to a conversation narcissist?
I want to hear it.
Set boundaries. When you know someone has with that trait, limit your exposure to them.
Hey, but wait a minute though. This is funny because all people find you no matter what.
Oh, dude.
They find you.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying? So you trying to limit your exposure, but they gonna find you no matter where you may hide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's true, man. I've experienced that with them, dude.
Okay, what else?
Another one is convo is forced, limit interaction, then walk away. Yep.
Wait. Let's go back to that. People that talk about when you try to walk away, what do?
They follow you. You ain't getting out of this one. They'll follow you everywhere.
Not that easily. But
yeah. Even I've had people follow me to the restroom,
me
dude.
Too.
How you gonna follow another grown man to the restroom because you can't stop talking?
Hey, I don't know, man.
You want to hear a couple more?
Go ahead.
Respond with empathetic confrontation. Instruct them to listen. Many will not, but some may listen. And I have one more. Don't take it personal. One person will not change them. If you point it out, they may be defensive. Best way is try to avoid them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That avoidance is going to be kind of hard, though, because those people, they're going to find somebody to talk to. No matter what. Whether it's you or somebody else, they're going to eventually get around back to you anyway.
Have you found that the ones that you've experienced, are they married or single?
It's both.
So I wonder if the wife is talkative too.
No, that's a good question.
Or vice versa, whichever you experience.
But okay, say for instance you are married and that happens. Do you think like a lot of those people don't get to express themselves around their wives?
That can definitely, whichever one it is,
yeah,
that can definitely be a factor.
But what if you're single, then what's the problem? You ain't got nobody to talk to or something?
That and probably some deeply rooted something going down
some kind
underneath.
of issues going on.
Something going on, yeah. But yeah, it could be.
I think something's really going on for real. Like you got something mentally is a little bit off. You know how people got different parts of their brains? Like there's some part of your brain, I don't know what part it is, that makes you talk a lot when you should know that it's not a good thing to do. At some point tell you, hey man, you're talking too much.
Yeah, you would think that,
you would
man.
think that.
That's weird.
Well,
like,
let me let him talk. Right?
You would think that, dude. Like, I wonder if some of those people would actually make money if somebody offered $1 million reward to see if you can actually stop talking and have a real conversation with somebody. If any of those people would win, or would they fail?
They gonna fail because it's in them. They probably been doing it for so long. Did you see that Twilight Zone where this dude had a bet with somebody that said he couldn't stop talking for a year? Did you see that?
It's been so long, I probably forgot about it.
Because I used to watch that show a lot as a kid, but like, okay, the dude had a bet with the guy saying he bet him he couldn't stop talking for a whole year, right? The dude won the bet. He didn't talk for a whole year. But guess what he did?
What?
Cut his vocal cords.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the only way these big mouth people stop talking. Y'all cut their vocal cords, man.
Man, they'll still probably try to make some kind of sound.
Yeah, for real.
They'll still make some kind of sound to carry a conversation. You don't even understand what they're talking about.
And they still won't let you talk.
Yeah. They'll probably hit you and touch you.
Exactly. They'll probably start writing stuff down on a piece of paper or something.
Yeah. Like that dude Stephen Hawking. They'll have like a computer hooked up to their voice.
They probably will.
Yeah.
Do you have like a bonehead about these type of people, or do you have something different?
No, this is a different bonehead.
So what is it time for?
The bonehead segment. Man, it's crazy, man. This is just interesting to me because actually, maybe it has a little bit something to do with it because psychics talk a lot too.
They do.
And, this person happened to be a psychic. This goes to a woman, man, who claimed to be a psychic. She even had her own radio show and made appearances on some talk shows, some known talk shows. For decades, she made a living, communicating with the deceased and helping answer questions from people who pay $700, because there's always money involved, for 30 minutes of her time, right?
Wow, that's a lot.
So there was a newspaper called the Skeptical Inquirer that investigated 150 of her claims of being right on some psychic situations, right?
Okay.
25 of those cases showed that she was wrong, with 90 still being unsolved. So she was wrong about most of them, right?
Was these criminal things or no?
It was a mixture of criminal, it was a mixture of missing, and it was a mixture of somebody being murdered, right?
Okay.
So 2 of her more known inaccurate predictions include a 2002 prediction where she told concerned parents their son had been kidnapped, killed with his body somewhere near 2 jagged boulders, right? 4 years later, he was found alive.
Wow.
And in 2004, she told grieving parents their daughter was passed on and she drowned in water. 11 years later, the daughter was found. Tragically, one of the parents had already passed away. So she was thinking her, yeah.
That's messed up.
So the only punishment this psychic had was 200 hours of community service, and she was investigated for fraud, right? And she was never really held accountable for any of her predictions. So she continued psychic readings until 2013 when she passed away at the age of 77, right?
Yeah.
Ironically, though, this is the kicker. Ironically, another incorrect prediction told by her, what she said, told to a talk show host, she thought she was going to live to the age of 88 and she died at 77.
Wow.
She was even wrong about her own.
She wasn't a very good psychic.
No, not at all, dude.
Don't sound like to me.
No.
Wow.
But that kind of like, you know what, man? Like, that's a heck of a living, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad that people will really go that low to make money, but man, you guys got to be aware of them psychics. I know a lot of women
that believe it. What about people that believe this stuff?
You know what, dude? I think that, you know what? Maybe in a few small cases, some psychics can be right, but if you look at it, man, like, we can predict something.
We can.
You can be like, one of your parents had a heart condition, right? Yes, one of them did.
Yeah.
How that's one of your parents or somebody close to you passed away of cancer.
Yeah.
Come on,
What's
man.
the odds?
Yeah, it's high. When that's like the top 5 ways people are passing away.
Exactly.
So look, I'm not discrediting some psychics, but man, that gets a little tricky.
I don't believe in that crap personally.
I hear you.
I don't think people can predict stuff for real. Because why are the psychics ain't never rich? Have you ever heard of a psychic that gave somebody the actual lottery numbers and the person said, I won because the psychic gave me the numbers?
Never have, dude.
Never heard of that.
I agree with that.
I'll be winning the biggest lot. I wait to become a billionaire, but I think I'm going to play the numbers now.
Yeah.
If I was a psychic.
And they probably wouldn't even be a psychic no more because they would have won the lottery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, they full of crap, man.
Yeah, they are full of it.
They just trying to give people hope. You know what I'm saying? Because people are always looking for some kind of hope.
Yeah.
That's just the way human beings are, man. Like,
yeah, it has to be something better.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
just the way it is, man. Unfortunately, but yeah. But anyway, that person's going to get what?
She gets the Bonehead Award, ma'am. And you know what? Look, this is the first person who is deceased who I gave the Bonehead Award to. But that story, man, she deserves the Bonehead Award, and that's what she's getting.
Yeah, I would say so. All of us are going to go one day.
Yeah.
You get the Bonehead Award and be alive, you're still going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, I guess it's time for something else.
Ooh.
You know what that is?
Yes, the 10 Mouse Commandments.
The 10 Mouse Commandments.
Oh, man. Mouse Commandment number 1, thou shalt not ever let a woman tell you how to drive.
Thou shalt not ever hold your woman's purse while she's shopping.
Don't do that. Unless it's a whole bunch of money that you can take out without her knowing. But I probably still wouldn't do it, though. Mouse Commandment number 3, thou shalt not ever, ever, ever wear pink.
No. I don't think so. Some people try to use an excuse. Our own brother even said something.
Who?
Wayne.
What did he say? He wears it?
I've never seen him when he said, you never wear pink? I said, nah, man. He said, not even like a lighter, I guess. Lighter pink. I don't know what he was saying. I said, nah, I ain't.
He probably owns something pink then.
He must.
Yeah. For him defending it like that.
I told him, don't do it, man. Mouse Commandment number 4, thou shalt not ever wear skinny jeans or sag pants past your butt.
No.
And I know some people out there probably like, man, ain't nothing wrong with sagging your pants past your butt. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's not cool, man. It's like you're being a follower, basically. If you're okay with being a follower, I guess, you know, you want to think it's cool, I guess that's what it is. But to me, if you're a respectable man, you wouldn't want your grandmother or your daughter or your sister looking at your butt, or any other person for that point.
Yeah, like, I don't even understand, dude. That style, I never get. Like, I understand, you know, if it's a little bit, but when your half of your drawers is showing, or all of your drawers are showing, where you tighten up your belt, like, right under your butt cheeks.
Makes no sense.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
I'll be glad when it go away.
Yeah. Ooh, you think it ever will? These fads been staying longer than we ever thought.
They have.
They ain't been disappearing.
I know, and it's sad.
Oh, man. Mouse commandment number 5, thou shalt not ever say happy wife, happy life.
In
But
fact, you know what I'm going to say?
I think.
Plenty of loving makes a happy husband.
Man.
I like it.
Oh, yeah, man. I love it. If you like it, I love it.
And the women out there, y'all need to start saying that. Make your man happy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
there's some dude sitting here, he watching the show, which we thank you for, but you probably should be getting some loving instead. But we happy you're here. Don't go away.
Mouse commandment number 6, thou shalt not ever wear makeup, fingernail polish, or women's underwear.
You know, that's weird, dude, because there are guys, like, one of the most masculine sports there is right now is football, right?
Yeah.
There are football players who wear fingernail polish.
I noticed
like the number 1 draft pick this year from USC, he wears fingernail polish.
Yeah. Why is that? He's a follower, man. I mean, because you can be good at something, but this still doesn't mean you're not a follower. Because realistically, what is the reason for you to wear fingernail polish as a man? What's the reason? I saw this thing about some dude. I can't remember if he's a rapper or a singer, but his record label was trying to convince him to wear fingernail polish. He didn't want to do it, so they want to promote his stuff.
Yeah.
That's all a trick. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for these tricks, man.
Man, I was looking at an interview. I was looking at it. That's a hell of a trick.
Yeah.
I was looking at an interview with a famous comedian, a famous Latin comedian who's probably over 60, and he had black fingernail polish on. I was like, dude, your whole life you've never worn fingernail polish, but now you decide to wear fingernail polish? Like, where did this come from?
Really, we need to cut this out.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous, dude.
You know what I'm saying? It's out of control.
Like, you know, nothing is wrong with a manicure and a pedicure, but when you start painting it different colors, like
the only time you should put something on your fingernails if it's to harden your fingernails or something. That clear coat stuff. That's understandable.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that, something wrong.
Yeah, something wrong, dude, man. Man. That Mouse commandment number 7, thou shalt not constantly text or call your woman to check in.
Yeah, don't do that, man.
I know a lot of dudes do that.
Don't not do that, because I've been in a situation where I had somebody like that, you know, trying to be controlling with me. But the thing is, me personally, I don't go for that type of stuff. So, you know, I wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Nah.
That ain't cool.
Nah. And I think a lot of women can be controlling. But it's up to the man to kind of stop it. Some are worse than others, but they have their own little slick ways, and they'll have you falling into some stuff that you don't even know you fell into.
Exactly.
But you gotta be aware of that, man.
You gotta be aware of it.
That's why I'm single.
So half the time they're probably the ones doing the stuff. That's why they try to see where you at.
Yeah.
So don't trust that, man.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's somebody out there who fell into that trap.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Mouse commandment number 8, thou shalt not ever give your woman the password to your cell phone.
Man.
It's part of the Mouse commandment number 7 with the texting and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Kind of goes hand in hand together.
You know, I've never given a woman a password to my cell phone.
Me either.
Never.
Why do you have to?
Yeah. Especially if you pay the bill, but even if you didn't pay the bill.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to.
That's weird, dude. That's crazy.
And somebody's doing it.
A grown man who paying his own bill is giving his woman it. Yeah, man. Even if
some of those dudes feel guilty because they did something wrong in the past and they try to make the woman feel better.
I'm sure there are some dudes that's doing that, but that's kind of like, you have to have some kind of independence, dude.
You do.
Like, even if you messed up, just by her having your password to your cell phone don't mean you won't mess up again, because there's a whole bunch of other things you can do.
You can have a little side phone,
a
burner.
Actually, the real players, they know.
They know.
Mouse commandment number 9, thou shalt not ever let your woman treat him like a child.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that, man. You start letting treat you like a child, it's downhill from there.
Ooh, and they do it too, man.
Oh, they will.
Like, to me, the reason why I'm single is because as soon as you start questioning like the socks I'm wearing with my pants or the shoes, and then I decide to change because you didn't like it, that's how it starts. So you got to nip that right there, dude.
Right in the bud.
You got to nip it, man, because no woman ain't going to let you tell her how to dress. She ain't going to do it.
That's a good point.
Then she ain't going to,
You don't be like, hey, you shouldn't wear that, baby. She's like, well, why not? They going to start arguing with you and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yep.
So you got to be careful.
Very careful.
Sneaky creatures out there, man.
Very sneaky.
And finally, mouse commandment number 10. Thou shalt not ever. I had to make a long ever.
You're coming from the gut. I see that.
You see that?
Yeah, I saw your back and everything. You was into that one.
I was in that one. Wife up a woman with a high body count.
Man, speaking of how you were moving your back,
Yeah.
man, a whole bunch of them was using that little move right there on them
Oh,
high,
that woman, a
high
whole
body
bunch of
count.
people, yeah.
Man,
That ain't good. How do you feel
I couldn't
as
even
a woman
imagine.
Okay with that?
How does what?
As a woman, how do you feel okay with that? Like just letting everybody just run up in you?
You know, it's crazy, dude, because I had a friend, I don't talk to her much anymore, and I won't say her name, but she told me she thought that she wasn't like as bad as some women are,
Right.
but she had a high body count, and she said that she felt that it was a way, that's the only way she knew, since no man never sat down and talked to her, even her father, about men. She felt there was a way for her to get guys to fall in love with her is by having sex with them. So, you know, when you go to the extreme, like adult movies, that's one way. But there are a few maybe who might have a low high body count. Like, do you think a low high body count is 20 people? Is that a low high body count or is that high?
That's a high body count.
Okay. Well, she might have had something
It's
like,
probably on the lower end for a lot of women. But
yeah. So
that's
she
kind of up there, though. I ain't gonna
So
lie.
she probably had something like that, but that's what she told me. She was like, she just felt that she thought that it was a way for get guys to fall in love with
Okay,
her.
but what doesn't make sense about that is, at what point do you realize that ain't what it is? Because after number 4, 5, 6, 7, how long is it gonna take for you to realize? Oh, well, maybe this ain't the thing that's making them fall in love with me.
True.
Because you didn't stay with them. Because for you to get to number 20, that means obviously nobody was falling in love.
Yep, and I wasn't 21. I can tell you that.
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But man, just don't do it, man.
No, don't do it, fellas.
I mean, unless you want a bunch of problems. Because every time your woman say hi to somebody, you gonna be wondering what was going on with that.
Man, look, I don't want to be the dude that got to pay for it and everybody else got it for free.
Me either.
That's my thing, dude. Like, look, I know that we're all human and you meet people and you had experience with people before, but why do I got to pay for it now? You decided to change your life and you want that guy, but I got to pay for it and everybody else just got it.
Because now she's a lady, Barry.
Oh, yeah, whatever, I guess. You had that little religious moment in your mind.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't work over here.
She found God.
I don't know which one. There's a whole bunch of them.
So on that note, I just want to say, if you're going by these 10 mouse commandments, then you are a smart man. Let me tell you. Because we live by them.
Yes.
And if you don't go by these commandments and you want to be a man again,
come and join Mouse.